Now, in a week's time, Zambia goes to the polls in what has become a closely watched election. Incumbent President Hakainde Hichilema faces a challenge from a unified opposition. Leading the charge is Brian Mundubile, who's a lawyer, a member of parliament, and now a presidential candidate for an opposition alliance. A relatively low-profile figure until recently, Mundubile was selected to unify a fragmented opposition that includes remnants of the former ruling Patriotic Front and several smaller parties, positioning him as the main challenger to President Hichilema. He has been drawing large crowds at rallies and is focusing his message on the cost of living, unemployment, and what he describes as insufficient improvements in the daily lives of ordinary Zambians despite macroeconomic stabilization under the current government. Well, the BBC's Ndingidaba Jonah Buyoya sat down with Mundubile and asked him why he has suddenly become so popular.
There are high poverty levels, and the oppressive laws that this government has enacted has, made it very difficult for citizens to communicate. So what we are getting is a feeling where people are now feeling liberated. They are calling it a second independence. Initially, we thought we'd be dealing with poverty only, but it looks like, the oppressive laws have had a great bearing on the freedoms and the rights of citizens generally.
Do you think that you are the right alternative to deal with these issues, given the fact that you, as a candidate, were in fact a minister in the previous administration that Zambians voted out for the things that you are actually talking about? Zambians were concerned about their freedoms in this country because of public facilities that were infiltrated by your party cadres who were violent. They also spoke about the same cost of living. Inflation was very high under your administration. Why are you an alternative?
Well, first of all, the difference that Brian Mundubile brings in, I love Zambia and I love Zambians. If you look at our manifesto, we are focused on Zambians. Our manifesto moves women and youths from the margins to the center of policy transformation, policy and economic transformation, making the youths the main drivers of that economic transformation. What that means is that we are focused on the Zambians. Our policies put Zambians at the center. And this is the reason why Zambians are responding to our messages.
Surely this love that you have for the country cannot be enough to deal with Zambia's problems, which problems you did not deal with when the Zambians gave you the opportunity to serve.
If you look at our trajectory at the time that we're in government, number one, we're very clear about what we wanted to do for the poor. We actually pursued pro-poor policies. We began by investing in backbone infrastructure. In as much as we appear to have been dealing with big projects, we were actually focused on the poor. We focused on the health of the poor. We focused on the education of the poor. We went to an extent of improving water and sanitation in most of these rural parts. So it's not something that is new. It's something that even when I served as minister here, these are the policies that we were embarking on. But now, we need to invest in order to industrialize. And once we industrialize, we'll create employment. That's the only way we're going to fight poverty.
How are you messaging this, given the fact that when you were in office, inflation, for example, was at 24%. It's now at 6.5%. This positioning has improved from where you left it.
Look at the cost of fuel today, the cost of food today. The food basket is around 12,000 today. And look at the average pay of a civil servant, for instance. Yes, the inflation was high. What was the food basket and what were the average salaries? So there are lived realities on the ground, that do not speak directly to what we're getting through lowered inflation and other figures, as it were.
These massive projects that you talk about to transform the lives of young people and women require money. Where will this investment funding come from?
Well, first of all, I think it's a question of priorities. What do you want to do? Money is always there. I would ask you a question. The money we used to build reserves, where did it come from? It's from this economy.
But if I can ask you, because you again, have previously served in government, you talk about priorities. When you didn't have money, you borrowed it. You borrowed it quite a number of times. So it is possible that a government cannot have money.
If you look at the time that we're in government, the copper prices were trading about 6,000 per ton. They are double that figure now. And so clearly the mine receipts are a lot more than we're getting back then. And this is sometimes where we need to sit down with the mining houses. We need to get a fair return. We need to get a fair share, especially from these improved prices.